He who has a why to live can bear with almost any how.
What is maybe one thing you want people to take away from your writing?
From my writing, one thing I'd like people to know is I'm absolutely humbled that anybody would want to hear anything I wrote. Okay, this piece I wrote back in August. The prompt we got that day was walk. And I couldn't think of anything. And then I kept thinking about walking. And where I walked the most was when I first got out and I was in the Francisco homes. I concentrated on where I was. I remember everything. So I wrote about walking, my stream of consciousness while walking in the city. Walking, stopping to tie my shoes, walking, thinking and talking and lots of internal squawking. The sidewalk is all cracked and broken and dirty with chewing gum box. Watch where you walk. Don't break your mama's back. Devo. Walking faster to cross the street. Looking and walking. Can't hear those electric cars. More construction. Don't step on any nails. Breathing heavily and smelling the scent of the city. Ah, yes, it's trash day. Walk fast by the guy searching the cans for the recyclables. Don't pay attention. He's arguing with the fire hydrant. He's not screaming at you. Better walk faster, just in case the hydrant wins. Walking. Check that my wallet is still there. No reason, just habit. Walking behind the bus, holding my breath and eyes ablaze, trying not to cough. Oh no, should have crossed the street. It's that Fortress house where it smells like dog poo. Walking, barking. Walking past that mean dog who charges the fence like a boxer's punch. Walking faster and my heart begins to slow down. Walking past the flowers and the nice lawn. Waving hi to the sweet old lady working in her garden who just gave me the finger. Keep walking. She said she has a gun. Walking. Still walking. Walking in the city was a lot different than walking in prison. When we were in prison, we walked counterclockwise, always. Somebody was walking clockwise, they were going after somebody. So the towers, where the guns were, they would look down. If they saw somebody walking in the wrong direction, they were alert. Something was up. Could be just somebody being stupid. Chances are somebody was going after someone else. Tell you one thing, when I got out, the hardest thing to get used to, the telephone.
Oh, I'm sure.
I had never used a cell phone. This one is called 8 People in the City. It's about 8 people in the city. The city is San Francisco, California. Time is around 1994, right after the earthquake. Sammy reminds me of pigeons in the park. They chase after people, hoping for crumbs. I have to remind him not to sleep in the dumpster for recycling cardboard. The compactor truck doesn't keep any schedule. I bought him groceries once, but he traded them for booze. Owen is a successful businessman. He lives in a posh building a few blocks away. After 10, he becomes Miss Oprah. She likes high heels and sequins. The makeup doesn't hide the stubble. He doesn't bother with his chest hair. She stands on the corner, shouting at cars, "Honey, I'll do you for 20. Owen doesn't need the money. Charmaine lives on the grate outside the bank where I pay my bills. Using chalk, she colors the sidewalk. I never know what she's drawing. Once, as I passed, she offered me her sandwich. I couldn't take her food. Now I bring sack lunches. We sit on the grate, watching expensive shoes walking, pass the time talking about life. When the subway passes beneath us, she giggles as the wind blows. Jackson stands on the corner by the shops in the rich part of town. He sings and strums his guitar, and he's not half bad. People drop money in the open guitar case. He retrieves the bills, and they join the wad in his pocket. He claims he's homeless, but I don't believe him. I suspect he makes more money than me. First time I ever met him was more than 10 years ago. Ever since, he was working that corner an average of 6 days a week. Here comes Shiva on her roller skates. She got a good deal in a secondhand store. On the weekends, she leaves the ghetto and skates all the way across town for window shopping and dancing for Jackson. She leaves to find the house where she daydreams about living when she's a famous dancer. Jackson thinks she'll make it. I think so too. Alana, the once famous model, holds her head high and as she walks down the street. She doesn't talk for fear of saying the wrong thing. Hopes no one can tell how sad she is. She feels worthless. Her husband doesn't love her. He keeps a mistress, and not very discreetly. Alana's shopping to spend his money. Spite keeps her mind off suicide. Christian is 17. He left his family in New Hampshire. His papa beat him. Now Christian polishes boots at the leather bar. He makes good money, even after hours. For a price, he'll take his clothes off and you can beat him. No one's as harsh as his papa. He plays guitar for a punk band. There are track marks in the crook of his arm. The young girl Maria walked here from El Salvador after guerrillas killed her family, slowly making her way to find her Tio. Thinks he lives in Boston. Maria's been traveling for almost 2 years, and she's 14 now. She plans to rest here a month or two. She won't sleep on my couch. She's afraid I'll rape her like the rest of the Americans. The last one I got here is a prompt that we did in class. The prompt was koi. I took it in a different direction. I took it as from COI to KOI to the fish. In sunlit depths, a flash of gold, a koi, a story yet untold. With scales like jewels, a shimmering dance, a silent grace, a fleeting glance. Through water's veil, a life unbound, in currents swirling, safe and sound. A flash of orange, white, and red, a fleeting dream, a wish instead. I don't know. When I do poetry, I spend so much time looking for words that I'll write lines and then I got to try and put them together. I don't even want to get emotional on it, but I can't believe that you guys are sitting here right now wanting to hear some pieces that I wrote. I wrote because I had to get it out of my head, and because I thought I had a few things to say, just anyhow. And I went into San Quentin. I went from making 30 grand a month as a banker to bartering for sugar. And I made it. To this day, that's the one thing I'm so grateful to the goddesses and gods. I made it. I had 10% smarts and 90% luck. And I made it. Thanks for coming, guys.
Oh my
Gal.
gosh, yeah.